Al-Kindi, in one of his epistles, puts forward the practical philosophy of how one can avoid sadness. First of all, Al-Kindi defines what sadness is. He defines it as psychological pain occurring on account of the loss of loved object or the missing of desired things. Al-Kindi says that sadness can happen to anyone and anywhere when one feels that he has lost something or failed to get what he wants. As Al-Kindi's definition of what sadness is, we can see that in that definition he implicitly mentions the cause of sadness, the loss of something loved or the missing of something desired, whatever it may be. If the loss of something loved or the missing of something desired are the causes of sadness, is it possible for us to avoid sadness? Because we know that what we have is not always ours, and especially what we want cannot always be obtained. This happens, as Al-Kindi views, because we live in the world in which all things are always moving and changing, with the result that everything is not permanent. In fact, our wish or our aspiration of something is always changing as well. When we add the desired things that actually we can't get, it means that we cultivate sadness after sadness in our soul. It is normal for us to be sad because we live in the world of generation and corruption. Al-Kindi advises, if we don't want to lose desired things or miss loved things, we ought to perceive the intellectual world and derive our loved things, acquisitions and desired things from it. If we do that, then we are safe from someone taking what is ours or taking it from us, or losing what we love from them, because these intellectual things are not touched by deformity or affected by death, and will not miss what we seek, since intellectual things so tautologically follow one another, neither moving nor ceasing to be. Thus they are attainable and not transitory. It is true that what makes one sad is that he is ensnared by this word, and he cries out, I don't want to be sad, I want to be happy. But he forgets that what he is looking for is not in the world of generation and corruption. He is seeking from nature what is not in that nature. And of course, anyone looking for anything that doesn't exist in the world looks for something that doesn't exist, which is in vain. Even though he can indeed what he is looking for, it must be remembered that what he has got will not be forever held by him. Either the thing will leave him or he will leave the thing. Al-Kindi suggests that a human being who is looking for something in this world should only look for what is truly accessible to him. Quotes, we should not regret what we have missed and should see amongst sensory things only what is accessible to us. Al-Kindi gives some tips on how to heal sadness. First, he asserts that human beings are what they truly are in the soul, not in the body. He reminds, indeed we exist because of the soul, not because of our body. Our body is just a tool for the soul to embody its existence. The outer aspect becomes holy because of the purity of the soul, so improving our essence, that is the soul, is better than repairing the tool. With the same meaning, actually Al-Kindi would state that when one is sad, it means his soul is not healthy, because sadness arises from the state of soul, which is actually the soul itself is also influenced by the body due to its desire for something external. When the reality says no, he doesn't get what he wants. The soul sinks and sadness rises, then appears on the face or other physical expressions. In order to avoid sadness, said Al-Kindi, one must understand the cause of the sadness, whether it arises from one's own actions or from the actions of others. Both can only be anticipated by avoiding them. If this has been done but the sadness still befalls him, then he must remember that it is a consequence that must be accepted, because the reasons are so clear. And the most important thing is that a person's desire not to feel sadness, whether due to loss or missing, is the same as he wants himself not to live in the world of generation and corruption, because sadness is a result of the mortal nature of everything in the world. In Al-Kindi's own words, whoever wishes for what is not in nature wishes for what doesn't exist. One should not be sad because he loses what he loves or misses what he wants. On the contrary, one must be able to accustom himself to noble habits and be willing to all circumstances in order to be happy. Furthermore, Al-Kindi states, Therefore, we should endure in remitting our soul through repugnancy of treatment, its hardship, and bearing its manifold burdens, which we bear in remitting our bodies. Although remitting our soul is less repugnant and much less burdensome than what is involved in remitting our bodies, this remedy of the soul can only be done by the strength of steadiness, not by drugs, beating of iron or fire, and money, but by forcing the soul to do noble habits, starting from small and trivial things and then increasing to the bigger noble things. For the habit becomes easy, following what we have described, and with this, the endurance of missed things becomes easy, and there will be solace for lost things. In the end, one must realize, as Al-Kindi has reminded, that what is in the world is constantly changing, and that no permanent happiness can be found in the world. Therefore, Al-Kindi suggests that human should seek happiness in the world of the intellect, where everything is stable because it's spiritual, and spiritual because it's constant. Making worldly pleasures the main goal is foolishness. As Al-Kindi said, the person who is sick, deceived, and stupid is the one who wants worldly pleasures and makes it his main goal. It is clear that humans are often ensnared in vicious circle, namely that he is sad because of the world, but instead of avoiding it, he makes the source of his sadness the main goal, when he should go to the intellectual world where there is no deformity and no death. Indeed, humans tend to want to have many things that are not primary in order to establish their identity, even though all of them make humans suffer in seeking them, grieve for their loss, and regret their passing. See you soon.